Hi, welcome to Daily Dose of Anime Recaps. In this video, we'll be taking a look at episodes 25 through 28 of Swallowed Star. We're at the end of the century. A mysterious virus known as the RR virus appears in Earth's atmosphere, killing 2 billion people and mutating animals into monsters. In an attempt to destroy these monsters, the governments of the world used nuclear weapons. While the monsters survived, human civilization was all but wiped out. 5 nations survived and formed an alliance, providing shelter for humanity in large bases. Much like the animals of Earth, the humans have also gained powers, allowing some of them to become warriors, humanity's defenders against the monsters that plague the planet. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be sure you don't miss the next episodes. Luo Fung debates using spirit energy to defeat William, but decides against it, reminding himself that he didn't come to the elite training camp to beat people or to win money, but to get stronger. He calms himself and dodges, picking his sword back up. Luo Fung is impressed with William's technique, and William believes he's backed Luo Fung into a corner by shooting 2 small darts from his sword. But Luo Fung dodges with the 9 Thundering Saber bodily movement technique known as Flux Ray, far outclassing William in speed. William is defeated, much to the excitement of the onlooking crowd of warrior students. The Polonus clan head shatters his glass in anger, and William asks Luo Fung if he was keeping any trump cards up his sleeve. Luo Fung informs him that while William's swordsmanship is far better than his own, he far outclassed him in speed and power, and that's why he won. Vanina Polonus says that Luo Fung does not appear to be a spirit master, but the Polonus clan head disagrees. He shows her a single frame of Luo Fung pointing his sword with 2 fingers, as if to summon it before deciding not to. He is convinced that he is, in fact, the murderer, and just good at hiding his spirit energy. After the fight, Chang tells Luo Fung he has someone to introduce him to. Luo Fung meets up with him and a beautiful woman appears. He's surprised by how quietly she moves, and she's introduced to him as Chang Fang. She explains to him that there are 4 levels of sword technique, and William was a level 2. She challenges him to attack her with his sword technique, stating she will use no more speed and strength than him. She makes him look like a child, questioning how he could possibly have beaten William with his technique. He explains that he's simply stronger by a wide margin. She notes that yes, he is much stronger, but the lack of skill he has shows that he does not know how to effectively utilize that strength. She takes him to the gravity room and explains that it's made of a material far beyond human technology, and that the only person who can make a mark on the wall is the strongest person on the planet. She puts him at 9 times gravity, and he drops to his knees. She informs him that the chamber can go up to 1,000 times gravity, and that this is the only chamber like it in the world. The Polonus clan heads are sure Luo Fung is the murderer, and decide to enact vengeance against him. Luo Fung thinks of all the people who have helped him and encouraged him along the way. Alarms blare as the city begins to go up in flames, and hordes of monsters are on the move. Students at the elite training academy begin to panic as the military does the same. Casualties in the city are high, and everyone wants to do something. The military restricts who may go to fight, as the head of the herd of monsters may be as strong as a king beast. Chang is allowed to go out to fight, along with the commissioner. Luo Fung keeps having flashes of his vision in the black dragon statue's eyes, and informs Zhao Ryu that he has a bad feeling about this. He tells her to stay at the training camp while he goes to the city against orders. We then see the commissioner flying over the hordes of monsters, and wondering where their leader is, as they are all very low level. Luo Fung sneaks on board an airship that is supposed to be bringing medical supplies to the city. EMP shockwaves from the unseen head monster take out the shield generators, and a group of extremely high-level warriors begin flying and taking out airborne monsters. Vanina Polonus declares an end to all support to the city in order to preserve resources, but Luo Fung stops his pilot from turning back. As some soldiers discuss the fighting on the other side of the city, an absolutely enormous monster begins to rise behind them. It blasts the soldiers' minds with a psychic attack before unleashing a wave of energy that sweeps them off their feet. As Luo Fung rushes to help, the Polonus clan is alerted to him hijacking their ship and begins to watch him via a live feed. Luo Fung is confronted with the gigantic, many-headed monster, the same one he had visions of in the past. Zhu Zhen watches him from a feed as he saves a mother and child from falling debris with his telekinesis. As he engages the enormous beast in combat, the Polonus clan realizes he is the killer of their son. They want to go kill him at that moment, but realize that he's currently a hero defending the city, and they will look bad killing him. As he fights the monster, it freezes him with a psychic attack, and he's saved by a warrior just as it's about to kill him. Drones and soldiers begin blasting it with freeze rays. The commissioner is among the warriors to arrive. A warrior explains that the monster being frozen won't stay frozen for long and is called a nine-headed snake dragon. It's one of the rare monsters to have spirit energy. Luo Fung comes up with a risky plan to lure the monster to the city, as he's a spirit master and will not be as susceptible to its spirit attacks. If he fails, many people and buildings will be demolished, but if he succeeds, he will save the most people possible. Luo Fung leads the nine-headed snake dragon through the city as it pursues him, wreaking destruction in its wake. It catches him in a psychic attack and then begins to fill his body with electromagnetic energy that will fry him if he doesn't find a way to safely release it. The other warriors are knocked down by this energy, but note that the nine-headed snake dragon is acting oddly. Its eyes are glassed over as it blasts Luo Fung. They do a scan of Luo Fung and realize that he sets himself up as a fuse, sending the nine-headed dragon's attack back into itself and frying its brains with its own energy. A risky move, but one that, if given enough time, could completely kill the nine-headed snake dragon. They also note that because of all the energy being put off, they can't get close enough to help, so Luo Fung is on his own. The Polonus clan watches and notes that Luo Fung must maintain perfect focus if he's to successfully do it, as it is a lengthy process, and if he misbalances the energy, it will fry him instantly. Vanina hacks a satellite to hack Luo Fung's suit. His temperature spikes as the suit fails, and the nine-headed snake dragon awakens from its trance, now in control of its energies once again. Luo Fung falls, only to be caught in another attack by the nine-headed snake dragon, which is now blasting red lightning through his body. He is hit with another psychic attack, pierced by dozens of psychic spikes. The other warriors note that it's draining him of his spirit energy, and that if it drains all of it, he'll die. Instructor Chang desperately tries to figure out a way to save Luo Fung and spots one of the soldiers' ice rays. He grabs the ice ray and rushes to help, coughing up blood from the immense energy as he does so. The flying warriors finally arrive, carving up the nine-headed snake dragon with ease. Luo Fung is freed from its control and is now pulsing with red lightning. He shoots out a huge shockwave and is now on fire. The nine-headed snake dragon is now no match for him, and he kills it with his newfound powers. Instructor Chang and Lu Gang both died in the attack. Luo Fung goes to the funeral and vows to become stronger than any monster. As he rides out, the Polonus clan makes a vow as well, that they will kill him. 5 instructors receive special instructions from Hong and leave to fulfill them, but we don't know what it is that they were instructed to do. Meanwhile, Luo Fung trains in the gravity chamber, and Zhang Fang explains that it's a remnant of an ancient civilization from the Amazon. She explains that it is 10,000 years old and was made by an alien civilization. She tells him that if he wants even more resources to train better, he must climb the ranks of the elite training camp's ranking. He speaks to Zhao Ruo and Shi Zhang about how to rise in the ranks. They advise him to utilize his time in the trial tower to rise in the ranks. But since he needs to be higher ranked quicker if he wants to get strong enough to protect his loved ones, and the trial tower is not available to him for another month, he should go into the wilderness and hunt as many monsters as he can. They tell him that if he is about to break into the top 100 his first year, he will be the 6th to ever do so, with 5 of the other people becoming gods of war or higher already, and the 5th being the 89th ranked student, Candace Polonus. We then see Candace training with William. He is clearly outclassing William, but he's taking his time beating him, inflicting little injuries as he fights him before disarming him. William tells him that at the rate he's going, he'll be in the top 20 next month. A woman walks in dragging a sword, and Candace greets her by the name of Janet. As Janet and Candace spar, William notes that she's a candidate to become a god of war, and that she attacks the angles of Candace's defense. Candace wins, and she acts annoyed as she walks away, but there's very clear sexual tension between them. Vanina calls Candace and asks him to help her and her husband to kill Luo Fung. He's hesitant, as he doesn't want to get into trouble, but she promises to protect him. Her husband also informs them that Zhu Gang wants to form an alliance with them. They want Candace to marry Zhu Xin, as the Zhu family has become so financially successful that they surpass some of the main families in the HR alliance. As they tell Candace this, Janet is listening in and upset, as it appears she's currently with Candace. We then see Zhu Xin sadly holding her phone and making a call. Luo Fung answers, and they begin to talk. But Zhu Gong interrupts, and Zhu Jin hides her phone. Zhu Jin and Luo Feng both sadly go to bed. The next day, Luo Feng goes to the wilderness because they will be retallying points, and he wants to kill as many as he can to get his points up. We see a montage of Luo Feng training and hunting, but as he hunts, he sees a mountain of dead monsters, with Candace sitting on top. By the end of the montage, we see that Luo Feng has risen in the ranks, but Candace is now ranked 28. Zhu Jin does not want to answer Luo Feng's call, and as he walks towards the camp, he passes Candace as Candace makes his way to Apollonis clan airship.